in a game 3. Like it was absolutely phenomenal. They made a great run into top 8. I think they got 7th place, but man, at a tournament like that, I mean, Bayonetta is still a good character. I know people had their doubts, but they've gotten a couple of solid buffs. I thought the character was still pretty decent as is, but they gotten some pretty solid buffs. This character is pretty damn good. I don't care what anybody says.
I think it's a matter of, I don't think Bayo is bad. I just think in this game there's so many characters that are just absurd.
That is true.
Like, I think that's more so what it is. When people are like, oh, I've seen people say there's 30 top 15 characters. I'm like, well, you're not wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely can be a factor, but even then, I still think Bayonetta's good in this game, even taking that into consideration. But we'll see what they're able to get going. I mean, Odyssey is going to be a little bit of a problem for them. They're going to find their way back to stage here. 79% to 51. Greninja is an odd character because they fall fast and they move pretty quick. So it's just a matter of trying to wrangle this frog in.
Yeah, not the fox I thought were going to be coming out, but I see this character called Water Fox more than once in my time, so nothing too crazy coming out. Greninja, another character I think is very underrated, and I think Odyssey's starting to show it with the mobility and also the disjoint and the fair. Yeah,
no, Greninja is definitely one of those characters. I feel like there are some, people pioneering this character and letting people know exactly how good they are. And right there, that down tilt to the forward air, definitely a fantastic confirm to close out some stocks. But what is it? We had recently, MK Leo did a little bit of a run during online with the Greninja. Like, he's even got a Greninja right now. But this character is fantastic. It's one of the few characters that has, like, a winning matchup on a character like Lucina. Like, they just do well in some situations. And look at this, man. Just continuing to build up some damage here, chasing down Bayonetta wherever they go.
Which is not something a lot of characters can say they're able to do with how much mobility Bayonetta has on the table. Greninja kind of can just go all over you if you're not careful and you do not know how to play around it. And so far, Odyssey just doing a great job keeping up constant pressure, but not overextending, which is very, very key against Bayo, but still going to get caught there and lose a stock.
Yep. That's one of the things that also benefits Greninja is how low Greninja is to the ground at all times. Like, yeah, he does kind of have a bigger hurt box, excuse me, but when he's moving around, when he's standing still, he's very low profile, right? It shrinks a lot of like what you can actually hit. And I mean, we can name a few characters who are fast in this game and are hard to hit, but the other side of it is that up smash is hard hitting, as we can see right there, taking that second stock.
Yeah, especially when you get the sweet spot on that can kill super, super early. And Odyssey able to find it, but we'll see what ConCon can get started with these combos. Already up to 58%, but Greninja can do the same back to you.
Yeah, no, Greninja actually does have some pretty solid combos, builds up some pretty solid damage overall, but you're going to fall right into that witch twist. You're going to take a lot more damage there, but right now, man, it does not seem to be slowing Odyssey down at all. They continue to find their openings. They're getting a lot of fantastic grabs. That is one thing I have to hand to them.
And that's not something that's easy to do with Greninja. The shield and grabs are not your strong points if you're Greninja. So to be able to find it over is great, and also getting that set up on the platform for the up smash. Beautiful stuff from Odyssey to come out to a fantastic game 1 against a player as good as ConCon. Not easy to do.
No, that was definitely just some great stuff all around. But yeah, that's one of the problems right there is just getting caught in that platform. Closing out that final stock with the up smash, man. It's so lethal, so strong. Like, you got to be careful, especially on PS2. If you're going to get caught up on those platforms, you got to try and switch up, teching to the left or the right. If you tech in place, Greninjas are waiting for that.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of Greninja players are very good at picking their spots and knowing when to back off, which with a character with as high mobility as they have are super crucial. And we see the Rosalina coming out in favor of that Bayonetta. We'll see how it works out if they're able to do anything with it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little tough. I mean, it is a very different change of pace in the game. I mean, when you go from Bayonetta to Rosalina, it is a much different style altogether. But one of the things I feel like Rosalina is kind of a similar spot as Bayonetta. They're not as good as they were in the last game, but I still think this character is really, really solid. It's just, it's a lot of work to put into this character to play them at such a high level. Like, if you look at DeBuzz, even sometimes DeBuzz gets caught in these scenarios that just ends up a little rough, but like, that's a practice Rosalina and a good example of what high level play this character can really look like.
Yeah, I think that's once you get to the top half of the cast, most of them are viable. It's just the amount of work and the amount of I think dedication, experience you need to make the characters work.
I mean, right now, The switch does not seem to be working out too much for ConCon as Odyssey just continues to harass these tall women, you know?
And man, Greninja does what Greninja's gotta do, able to find his way in over and over.
I mean, I think in canon, both like Rosalina and Bayonetta are like 6 or 7 feet tall plus.
Giants.
Yeah, Greninja just being an absolute slayer of them today, you know? There we go, gotta find that back air. It goes up that first stock.
Yeah, keeping it going here is just absolute monsters with this Greninja so far.
Okay.
Oh, great angle there, able to snap the ledge, and I say keep it going. And I think the main issue right now is ConCon's playing this kind of, he's playing with his back foot, right? He's trying to stay back in the neutral here. But Greninja with the lead is a character that is more than happy to do that. Has shurikens to keep the pressure on, and also can find extensions off of nothing, just like that, able to find the F smash.
Yeah, that was actually a really well-placed F smash. They kind of just knew ConCon was just going to land on stage, just doing their thing, and they just were ready for it. Oh, they definitely had it, but I think they were expecting an air dodge, and, you know, just trying to catch him after that. They should have just let it rip right from the get-go.
Okay. The down air, but this is looking brutal. Greninja just kind of moves on you, and Rosa really does not have the tools to deal with that at the moment. Going for that down air, but that felt more like a desperation tactic rather than an actual read at that point. But I can't say I blame ConCon with how brutal this has been looking. Yeah,
this is definitely looking a little bit rough. 152 right now, and this frog is showing no signs of dying anytime soon. Unless you're able to get like a pretty solid read right there. That could have been it, but the up throw actually almost killing for Greninja. I believe Greninja's forward throw can actually kill at the ledge, especially right now. They should be able to get it going. But look at this, stalling at the ledge a little bit, throwing out some of those water shurikens, and that's gonna be stock.
Getting the double. When it doesn't work for you just doing, you bring a friend along and you're able to get it done, but it still looks very brutal. I think ConCon is playing this honestly pretty well. It's just, it's one of those situations where, what do you do? Your opponent's also playing well, and the matchup just looks rough in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes it's just Greninja doing Greninja things. It's like you kind of mentioned earlier, this character is a little underrated. I think a lot of people understand this character is good, but I don't think a lot of people understand quite how good they are. But definitely Odyssey making a good case for showing us, you know, why that is the case right now. 68% though on the second stock. Looks like ConCon's starting to turn this around a little bit. They're trying to play at a slower game, and it's starting to work out.
Yeah, they're playing a slower game like you mentioned, but they're also, I think they're exploding more with their advantage state than they were previously. They're not taking any opportunity for granted, which is exactly what they need to do. And it's working out a lot better so far.
Okay, we got Luma back on deck here, though. The dash attack was nice, but what else can you get out of that? Drag down? Oh, we won't get the drag down. We'll follow up with another up air, though.
Yeah, sometimes you don't need the drag downs, especially on a character like Rosalina, which is on the floatier side. You can keep them in air in these suspended juggles for a little bit longer than you would with other characters.
Okay, there we go, getting that up air.
Okay, finding another grab, looking for the forward air, but not going to find it quite yet. And just keeping this pressure on so far, forcing ConCon into the corner over and over again.
Yep. Ooh, forward air. Yep. Also got that Luma out of the way, too, just to make sure that's not a factor at all for at least the next 7 seconds. Ooh, that could have been really dangerous. Ooh, the parry. Getting the down tilt into the forward air. Won't be able to take the stock, but they're certainly looking to close it out. I believe they're looking for the forward air right there out of the grab. They just weren't able to find Rosalina. Ooh.
Ooh, okay. ConCon able to fire back. This is a one-stock scenario. This is within the realm of possibility, but is Need going to play flawlessly? I just
comboing the Luma though right off the stage, and that up air is going to be able to do it. Yes, sir. Closing it out, man.
Had a bit of a Yoda moment there, but no.
Listen, that was 100% Odyssey taking like 7 stocks that game, including the Luma. You know.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. Yeah, he mixed up ConCon so hard, he mixed up my speech.
Yeah, that was really well played by Odyssey, man. That's a good win, too. But yeah, they're going to be moving on, I believe, to take on... Let me see if I can find this real quick. They're going to be taking on the winner of Zamba and Mega, if that match didn't already finish up. No, it hasn't been played yet, but